So whilst I do my blah 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 blah. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing a first impression and tutorial of the McGrath Bronze Seduction palette. So if you saw my McGrath haul, you'll know that this one in particular arrived smashed. They did send a replacement. All of that is in the video. I will link that up here where you can see the haul and all the palettes that I got. I said in my no buy video that I'm going to be testing all my makeup, doing a first impressions, creating looks with them, doing something different, having a play, creating content, and there will be more, just so you know. I tried to use as many shades out of the palette. So this is the Mothership, what number are you? Mothership 5? Yeah, Bronze Seduction palette by McGrath Labs. As usual, it comes in this lovely heavy, by the way, really heavy palette. You get a lovely gold back here with an embossment that says, use without caution, shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. So that is an interesting concept. They're made in Italy, every single one apart from the Decadence one, so all the ones with the Blitz Astrals. So this is beautiful. It doesn't indicate which number it is on the palette. I find that really weird. Oh yes, it does. Tells you in very small writing right on this little sticker here. How bizarre. Anyway, so you have a grand total of 10 shades in a palette, and in this one you have got 3 mattes, 3 shimmers, one sort of, that's more of a satiny shimmer over this side. You get 4 Blitz Astrals. I've told you all the shades in the haul video, did a few swatches in there, but I am going to do a tutorial on my eye using this palette, and this palette only bar a setting shade. That was the only thing I used, and I don't find that a fair thing. I do it with every single eyeshadow palette, so it will give me the right first impressions. I used every shade apart from 3, so I've used 7 shades in total on my eye today. This is the look that I created. I tried to do a halo eye, so I apologise. My makeup skills are not fantastic. They are what they are. You know, I've only just got to 41 and I'm still trying and playing with makeup. So if you're like me and you're over 40 and you want to try something a little bit different, then maybe a halo eye is for you, or maybe it's not. So that's what I went with today. If you've got any tips on making this better, let me know, because I'd love to know. So pardon me, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I have done one eye. I'm not entirely happy with it, if I'm honest. I wanted to do a halo eye, and I suppose it has sort of turned out as a bit of a halo eye, but I don't feel like it looks nice, and I think it's just that I can't see it properly. So I've done the one side. I'll show you what I did, and maybe you can give me some tips on how to avoid whatever's going on there happening again. So I'm going to start with the base, which is the P. Louise base. While I'm doing that, I will tell you what I have obviously done my face. So I used the Revolution Pro, it's part of my project pan, I can't remember what the foundation's called. It's a bit too light for me actually, even though it's 6.5, but I actually really like it. I tried it again and I just thought it's a really nice foundation. It's a medium coverage sort of serum thing. It's supposed to mimic, I believe it's mimicking either the Estee Lauder one, or it's mimicking what's the other one it's mimicking? The It Cosmetics one. I don't know which one it's, but it's brilliant because it's in a tube, and I bet you it's probably similar to the Charlotte Tilbury one that has just come out. So yeah, I apologise by the way for the lighting, not great. Fingers crossed you can see everything. I will brighten things up, I think. Okay, so we're going to start with that, and I'm going to use a fluffy brush to, where has that gone? I'm going to use a fluffy brush to set my eyeshadow. Here it is. It's next to it. This is Brulee. It's in my Project 10 pan, and we're working through it. I've already done my update, which will be coming up before this video. So I used that Revolution Pro Serum Foundation. It's got SPF 30 in it, so it's a good summertime one, but I'm just trying to finish it up. I think I've probably got another use and that's it. So I'm finishing that up. Just setting this down with that Brulee, because there isn't a shade like that for here. So I'm going to take my Sigma E25 and going into the shade. This is going to be fun because they don't put the shade names underneath. You have to either guess them or read them. Entrapment. In fact, what I'll do is I will show you a little thing up here of the shades. That'd be better, wouldn't it? Do a little photo so you can see. And I'm just going to lay that down in the crease and blend it. Now this blends beautifully, I think. It just blends so nicely. It's the one thing I love about Pat's eyeshadows, is just, it's effortless. They do the work for you. So I'm literally just blending that through. It's a really nice, subtle, you can take it quite high up because it's a nice, subtle transition shade. It's like a mauvey tone with a bit of rosiness to it, so it's not too cool, it's not grey. Then I'm taking the shade Disobedient. I am tapping so gently in this shade because I do not want pigment, I just want to deepen it up slightly. So I'm taking that and I'm literally just going into Disobedient because it is a deep shade. It's like a deep brownie, almost like a mahogany because it's got a warmth to it. Although it doesn't show up on here. It sort of doesn't look so warm on here, but I'm literally just adding that there. I just want to blend this out. That's what I did on this eye, and that's what I'm doing for this one. Oh, here we go. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking. Somebody must have got out of the car. Okay, so this is where it gets fun. So I am taking the Sigma E30 pencil brush. It looks like this. And I'm dipping into the shade Extreme Aubergine, which is a deep, deep purple, nearly black. I'm just getting it right on the tip. So I am starting here and I'm literally just going to draw in to the crease and dragging it through. I want it to be really far into the crease, and this is where I'm starting the outside part of the... See, now that looks nice, but I think I ruin it every time. So I'm just bringing that in a bit here. So weird. I think it's all about practice. I just really wanted to do a halo eye, and I really wanted to bring the shade into the corner, because I feel like to do a halo eye is really important to get the darkness and the contrast, but you don't need the whole thing as dark. This eye is easier though because I've got a lump in this eye, so I've spoken about this a number of times. Don't know what the lump is, but I'm pretty sure it's not anything bad because I've had it for years. And yeah, you can just sort of see it's just maybe just a fatty lump. Isn't that lush? A fatty lump. So I'm just adding gently this aubergine. It comes off really... I wonder if it's my skin tone that does this, because it just comes off just really deep grey on my eyes. But that's where we've got to with that one. Okay, so now I am using a sort of pinched brush. Let me just bring it here. I'll bring it there so you can see it. This is by She Glam and there's no name. I'm going back into Disobedient, tapping that in gently, and I'm just bringing that in slightly just to bring in the edges. Must be a postman coming. Okay, just bringing that in there. Okay. Oh, he's gonna go off on one now, so my apologies. Okay, so I'm gonna take my NYX glitter primer. Did you hear that? It's the postman. Doesn't like him. Fair enough. I don't have to get on with everybody. So I'm just taking this glitter primer and I am going to place it on the middle here because it's where I want to place the astral shade. So yeah, just popping that there. So using the Spectrum A13, I'm dipping into the shade VR Fire Opal. It's like a, well, you can see the colour on this eye. So I'm just going to get my brush in there, swirl it around. And then, there it is, I'm going to spray it. There we go. I really want it intense. And then I'm going to place it on the centre of my eye. And it is so pretty. It hasn't got a base. Maybe I should have gone with a base underneath, because maybe that's when it would have shown up a bit. I don't know if it's necessary. Ooh. I think because these are slightly baked, you can get away with dipping the brush right into the shadow. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's completely different to this eye. But this is how it started off, so yay. So beautiful. I love that. Okay, so then I am going to take the shade Astral Lunar Gold, which is the other astral shade, and I'm taking this little pencil brush. I don't know, I think this is a Beauty Bray one, and I'm just going in that shade there, and I'm going to spray that too. I'm going to use that on the inner corner, like so. He's having a right field day today, isn't he, Rupert? Just going to take that up a little bit just to brighten it all up a bit. There we go. It's very gold. It's very, very gold. Can you see that? It's really weird. I feel like I need to adjust the colour here. Like it's, there we go. Okay, that has worked. And then maybe add a little bit more of it. It's funny because that was, I put this on a little while ago, so I don't know whether it's that that's made it, because I didn't define it. That's it. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Okay, that's all it needed, apparently. So I'm just going to take this brush here and I'm going in with Skin Show Divine Glow, which is the top left shade. I'm just going to use that to highlight my brow bone and to buff. My battery went and I was just saying I'm buffing out a certain part of the eye, and I'm using, yeah, I'm using that shade to buff out this part. Admittedly, I feel like this eye is already going 10 times better than the other eye, so hey ho, that's where we are. I'm just going to take some more of this and just add some more darkness in that corner. And then I am going to take this, what are you, the Sigma Short Shader E20, and I'm taking the shade Blitz Flame. So it's one of the Blitz shades. I really like this shade. I was wearing a red top earlier, so I wanted to add some red, but I had to change because, I'll explain why I had to change. So I'm just taking that under the lash line, and then I'm just going to take Disobedient again just to buff that out. And it really shows through. I'm just going to buff it out here a bit more as well. It really shows through that red. I love that. That's something I really like about these shadows. They work really well together. Now I am going to take this brush, and I'm just going to try and blend these edges here a bit so it's not too harsh. There we go. And then I'm going to take that lovely Blitz Astral shade again, the Fire Opal one. I'm just going to go over this a little bit. When it catches the light, it's incredible. What a crazy eyeshadow. It's really beautiful. Okay, so next up, I'm going to use an eyeliner. I realised I didn't bring in a mascara because I didn't put mascara on this eye. There is a bit of fallout actually on my cheek. There wasn't on the other side, but there seems to be a little bit here. Not too bad. It's gone now. Alright, I'm just going to use my favourite eyeliner, which is the Makeup by Mario one. Listen, this is an eyeliner that will change your life. I don't feel like anybody's talking about it, but I swear, once people realise how much this eyeliner is honestly the best eyeliner that has ever existed, nobody's talking about it. And I feel like they're missing out. Look how black that is over this eyeshadow. You know, these are shimmery eyeshadows. Look at it. It's perfect. Look how nice it dries down. It's honestly the best eyeliner ever. Nobody talks about it. Is that a good thing? Because will it drive up the price if they start to? Possibly. That is a possibility. I do my mascara, which is the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes one by Charlotte Tilbury. I'll tell you what else is on my face. So concealer wise, I have got the Chi Chi, what's it called? The Best, I think it's called the Best concealer. Very good concealer. I would actually repurchase it after I've used others, but it's currently in a really, really light colour. It's a great concealer. I would highly recommend it. It's not full coverage, but it doesn't crease. It's really nice. So definitely one that I like using, and I'm trying to use it up in a Project 10 pan. The bronzer I'm using a liquid bronzer and I'm using a normal bronzer. So liquid bronzer that I put on top of my foundation but underneath powder was the lightest shade, which is very grey, in the She Glam liquid bronzer. I have got the next shade up, much prefer that, but I want to use this up as well because I don't like wasting money. I've also got a liquid blush underneath the normal blush, which is also from She Glam, and I've talked about these a lot. These are the Bloom collection, Colour Bloom collection, and you can get the whole collection of these lovely, you know, beautiful, beautiful liquid blushes. And I think I'm using the one in Rose Bloom. Beautiful colour. And topping that, I have from my Project 10 pan on the blush, I have the MAC blush that's in my Project 10 pan. And then on the bronzer, I have my butter bronzer because I'm trying to also use that from Project 10 pan. And then for my highlight, which is stunning, I've got the new one from Natasha Denona. She's got a mini like duo out, which is the Rose Cheek Duo, and it came out with that Bieber mini. I never bought the Bieber, I didn't need it, but my gosh, is that the nicest highlighter. It's so, so good. I absolutely love it. It's just slightly, I mean, it is on the edge of being too dark, but because I put it over blush, it is just so pretty. I think it is fast becoming one of my favourite highlighters. I have been using Blast from the Past the MAC Soft and Gentle lately. I know, but look at that, it's so pretty. Lipstick is also my Project 10 pan. It's Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. I've nearly finished it, so I thought it would go with this look. I actually am more impressed with this look than I had been to begin with, because yeah, I wasn't enjoying it to begin with, but now both eyes are done. Yes, it's dark, but I think it's actually really pretty. Just a different look. I always do the same look, like doing an outer edge that's dark going into a lighter inner corner, and maybe that's just what my eyes like, but actually I do like this now. Took me a while. Now that I've had this on a little bit, I thought it creased, but it doesn't crease. I think it's just where the sparkles hit the light and where your eyes have texture that might hit it in different places, but it doesn't make it look crepey in any way, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, that was nice to use. So I used all but 3 shades in this palette. I didn't use this shade, I didn't use this shade, and I didn't use this shade. All stunning shades, just haven't used them. Definitely will do though. I just thought I'd give this one a go, because this was the one that arrived broken, so of course it was the one that I really wanted to try. So I'm excited now to try the others, and yeah, just thought I'd do something a little bit different for you with this Pat McGrath palette. So let me get into the final thoughts. So my final thoughts. Okay, I really like this palette. I think there's a lot that I could do with this palette. It's definitely on the darker side of the spectrum. These shades are the lightest ones in terms of Blitz Astral. I feel like they're the lighter ones, but it's on the darker shade of the spectrum. You're quite cool toned in this palette, bar this red. Even that is quite a cool toned red. I absolutely love the colours that I used so far. I think that the mattes from Pat McGrath are incredible. I cannot fault them. They always outshine any of my other mattes just for blendability alone. This, I would say, is not the same as my Utopian Dream. So that's the first one I got, which is the latest one. I love that eyeshadow palette so much. I just want to pick it up and play with it all the time. But this is very different. I feel like this is so different to that one. I'm really pleased that I picked this up. There isn't a shade that I think is duped. I think that this would actually complement that one really well, because it's got the cool tones. This deep aubergine is just the deepest colour in her palette. She hasn't got any blacks. Oh, she may have. I think she's got one in, like the earlier ones, there's a black. So I haven't got any others with blacks in. Usually they're like a deep brown. But this is nice because it is a very, very deep purple. So I'm so grateful for that shade. The Blitz Astral shades are just beautiful. The one that I've got on my eye is I would say multi-chrome. It goes from a peach to a silver to a green. It's really pretty. I'll just show you it on the eye now. That's the look that I created. I just find them so easy to use. If you're somebody who has expendable income that wants to buy makeup that just does the job for you, maybe you're an older professional and it's something that you want to invest into one palette, look for the shades that you like. And honestly, this will be, things like this are definitely day to night. So you have got, I think you've got at least 20 looks here. I could probably make 20 different looks. I'm not going to, because that's quite extravagant, but I think I could, because the variety in these palettes, even though they look, a lot of people would pick this up and say, oh, that's just one look, that's just one look, but it's not. You've got so many different things you can do, and you could wear them every day and you would still be surprised at how good the quality is. So that is Bronze Seduction. I mean, even though it's not the same as the Utopian Dream in terms of how much I want to play with it, I think it will come with time. It's one of those things, there's just so much. Actually, it's quite overwhelming how much you can do with these. I would still give it a 10 out of 10 though, because just how easy they are to work with. They are just so lovely. You know, there are some palettes, and I'm finding this out now, that are just so terrifying. You know, for somebody who's a novice, who isn't somebody who can create graphic line looks, sometimes you just need something that is going to work for you. And this formula and this palette and the colours in here are that. If you can see like weird marks on the palettes, because I've not taken the plastic top off yet because I don't want to ruin it. I keep it in the box, okay? I still keep it in the box. I know I probably shouldn't, but I do. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs down. That's absolutely fine. But if you've got this far, then you must have stayed to this point. If you want to subscribe, please do, but you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. That's absolutely fine, but if you do, that would make my day. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.